I find that paddling for beginners and intermediate, just paddling and positioning on the board is such a big thing, and getting that initial speed and the paddling correct so that when you stand up, you're already at wave speed or beyond wave speed. That then sets you up for the initial speed and, roll straight into compressing and extending and learning to generate speed, because it all comes from the paddle. But if someone can't paddle correctly and can't generate speed, then that just holds them back from being able to learn anything else after that.
I know you're a surf coach. What are the kind of common things that you see with some of your clients that people struggle with that you've been able to help unlock, or you were able to unlock for yourself?
So firstly, for me, we'll talk about the hurdles. I'm quite tall. I'm almost 6'2", and I was always quite a skinny kid. I was all arms and legs, so my style was erratic and pretty poor. I was lucky. My dad, back to the horses, he bought a video camera for filming horses at the track when he was training, because before races at the trials. So my brother and I used to steal his camera and started doing video footage pretty early, which at the time, they were the big VHS cassette in the side of it. It was in the 80s. And so we could literally film on that camera and then bring it home and put it in the VCR. So it wasn't a handy camera or anything like that. It was a massive, big camera. It was pretty hard to steal off the old man and not get caught. But we would grab it and take that down and started doing before we didn't know what we were doing. We just thought we were just filming ourselves. But essentially we're doing video analysis stuff really early. So I soon learnt that my style was horrendous, and I was a big gangly praying mantis, and one of the things I had to work on was trying to keep my arms from throwing around everywhere. So that was one of the hurdles and one of the things I worked through, and I'm still working through that today as a bigger guy, and trying to just improve with the board, the amount of filming I do with the board reviews. It's kind of good. I get to do a lot of video analysis stuff and be super critical of myself and my style, and just keep trying to improve that technique as I get older. So that's that stuff. As far as unlocking things for other people go, depends on what level they're at. I find that paddling for beginners and intermediate, just paddling and positioning on the board is such a big thing, and getting that initial speed and the paddling correct so that when you stand up, you're already at wave speed or beyond wave speed. And I just, it's amazing how much better someone can get really fast if they've got a really good paddling technique. And that then sets you up for the initial speed and, roll straight into compressing and extending and learning to generate speed, because it all comes from the paddle, and then it goes from the paddle into creating speed. And once you've taught someone how to go fast, then it just unlocks a whole range of maneuvers that they can work on. But if someone can't paddle correctly and can't generate speed, then that just holds them back from being able to learn anything else after that, any critical turns or any big open face turns or just anything. It all comes from that initial speed. And I found when I first started coaching sort of more intermediate and advanced surfers, I was having to look back at myself and go, well, how come I can create speed? And I work backwards from there, going, all right, well, I know how I do it now. How do I educate and help others, nurture others into being able to do the same thing, which is something I've been doing a lot of the last few years with the video analysis stuff. It's really good to help that intermediate advanced surfer.
Yeah. Well, on the paddling side, what is it that you see that what mistakes are they making? Is it just not paddling hard enough? I mean, that's often the biggest issue, that I've seen, but...
Yeah, but it's more so the technique. I see some people paddle really wide. They have their hands out wide from the board. They're not sort of pointing up towards the nose and doing a nice sort of, semi-freestyle stroke. I see others that go really hard, but all they're doing is splashing like windmills. So you see, it's more, I'd rather see a slower technique that's correct than someone making a lot of water splash around and not actually propel themselves forward. So the other one too is the way they're positioned, where their chest and chin are over the board. A lot of crew have got their back arched way too high. So it's about finding that balance and a position on the board so that your body's in a good spot where you can adjust just by arching your back a little, whether you need to go down or up, and then also just just a nice long strong stroke so that they're powering into the wave before they actually jump up to their feet.
Yeah, totally. On that point about paddling hard and people splashing, I mean, I think so much of surfing is just developing a feel for the water, whether it be with your hands in just terms of like catching the water, but also with your feet in terms of developing sensitivity on your rails to engage your board for your turns. And so, yeah, what you're talking about makes so much sense. And it's something that I was thinking about today as I was surfing. I was like, there's this big wave coming and I'm paddling for it. And I was like, all right, I'm just really trying to grab and feel the water, so you're definitely, when you say paddle hard, when I say paddle hard, it's definitely not just like splashing the water. It's what you're talking about there. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Just getting that technique right. And then it's some people don't do it at all. And some people do a lot of it, but kicking as well. There is a time and a place for kicking, I find myself just the last couple of strokes into a wave, often I'll give a couple of big kicks. But, that just depends on what board you're riding, where your feet are positioned. Obviously that doesn't work on mid-lengths and long boards, but on shorter boards, just a couple of little kicks can often really help right at the end, just before you stand up.
Yeah, for sure. And are you of the opinion, because this is a debate that I see in my comment section sometimes. What's your opinion on head down or head up when you're paddling for a wave? I think I know what your answer is, but just to clarify, because you talked about adjusting your head, but when you're paddling in hard, those last few strokes to get into a wave, head up or head down, what's your opinion?
As in eyes, or like just in the arch of your back? I'm not...
Yeah, like, do you want to have a big arch with your head up as you're paddling into the wave, or do you want to have your head down?
For me, I think head down until the last moment. It's kind of head down for that last critical stroke. So then as soon as you're starting to drift into the wave or cruise into the wave, then it goes to sort of head up as part of, it's almost part of your pop, you're getting to your feet, which pop up I don't really like to use, but yeah, it's part of your pop up. Your head comes back up.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, because you need to get that weight forward to slide into that wave, right? And
yeah,
I feel
correct. And if you've got your back arch, then your weight's moving further back, which can help if you're about to nosedive or you're taking off on an extremely steep wave. But I'm a head down guy and paddle those last few strokes really hard so that you're in the best position you can get in before you get to your feet.
Do you struggle with your paddle power? Well, I can go months without surfing and roll to pumping waves and surf 3-hour sessions multiple times a day, day after day after day, by using the Basis Paddle Trainer. It was a total game changer for me, and it can be for you too. These things actually work, unlike elastic resistance bands. You can train your paddling anytime, anywhere, so you can catch more waves and have more fun. Just 10 to 20 minutes a couple times a week, and you're gonna be in insane paddle shape, right? So remember, the key progression is more waves, and the key to more waves is more paddle power. Check it out at surfbasis.com. You're gonna be stoked.